All right, moving on to your relationship and marriage lines. That area just above the flirt lines, just below the bottom ring of that Mercury or that little finger, are your relationships and your marriages. These horizontal lines sit between the top of the heart line and the bottom of the ring on that little finger. There's a timeline there, and you divide these up into 3 sections. Now, coming up from the bottom, that first section is your 20s and 30s, the middle section is your 40s and 50s, and that third section is 60 and above. You'll read those lines beginning from the back of the hand, which is the start of the relationship or the marriage, towards the palm, which is later on. The lighter lines will be relationship lines, and the darker ones, the more prominent lines, will stand out and have a great density and color to them, reflect your marriages. And as we take a look at your horizontal lines on the edge of that right hand, and we can see a couple of little relationship lines there, but then we see this very strong marriage line. And it goes along nice and straight, has a good color to it. You don't see any big breaks or islands in there. This image is just a little bit blurry, but we can make out that line pretty good. So we show the one marriage. Now, you do have a second line that's above that. There's always a possibility this could be a second marriage, but we tend to think that this is a renewal of vows because that first marriage line looks so good. And if you chose right on that first marriage, you're going to find that these lines will tend to merge over a period of time. But that first line's a good line. Now, the children lines come down vertically from the bottom of that ring around the Mercury finger, and you count them from the inside of your palm to the outer edge. And these can be biological children, stepchildren, adopted, godchildren, or nieces and nephews. Any child that you build a strong bond with. And as we take a look at those vertical lines, and they come off that bottom ring of that pinky finger, now, it looks like you've got 4 lines there. Now, you wanted to kind of know the gender on those, and you've got one on the way, and it may be a baby girl. And if that's true, it looks like a girl, then a boy, then 2 girls. And like I say, this image is a little tiny bit blurry. If you want to resend that image, it's a little clearer. We can revisit those lines. But they're good, strong lines. Then you have a little gap and a bunch of little lines behind that. And those are grandchildren. Now, that first grandchild line is really strong, so it looks like you can have a really close bond with that first grandchild. And we don't usually count those lines in the hands. We've never got a good accurate read on those. Those are actually better counted in your children's hands. But you've got some very strong children lines. Looks to be a good close bond.